Hey everyone, it's the Drunken Crow podcast. I'm Speed MTG, also known as Andrew, also known as Marvel Ultimatum, also known as Marvel Man 123, also known as that guy who plays Magic the Gathering way too much. Anyways, I'm here. Yeah. Anyways, I'm here with DJ Too Sweet, or called Wilson.
How dare you say my name wrong?
I'm also here with Zach, also known as Majin Zombie.
Your parents don't love you.
Okay. Nice.
Tries to brush it off.
I'm also here with Sam, otherwise known as Snoot Snoot.
I hate all of you and myself.
Cool. Nice declaration.
He's trying to brush it up. He's trying to continue like this is a normal.
Come on, guys, we gotta make this normal. This is the one normal thing in my life.
No, here's the thing. We're not doing
Well, Andrew, how's that different for any other day?
This is different. Yeah, the difference is we're recording now, and that's it.
Yes, we're pretty good on the internet to get mocked at.
Oh no! Oh no! The internet!
Wow!
I just started having a heart attack.
Chili dogs!
I'm spazzing on the ground.
Wait, I didn't know we were gonna post this.
Huh? We're gonna post this on the internet? I thought we were on an Xbox Live call and playing Call of Duty. I did not know.
What, are you Danny G now?
Yes. Listen,
The Black
we
Danny
gotta
G?
talk about the internet for a little bit. Because a bunch of things keep coming back. A bunch of things keep coming back that weren't supposed to.
Didn't you know the internet is making a comeback?
What internet stuff are we talking about right now?
Let's start with
trying to take down those libtards.
Yeah, let's destroy and kill. Anyway. No.
I mean, I was already planning to destroy the...
Let's talk about internet drama as it consists on YouTube and other sites. And if y'all remember any stories, you can tell them. But I remember a couple. And let's see. The closest thing I can remember right now is Pro Jared. Is that the most recent one, or would it be iDubbbz would be the most recent one?
I think iDubbbz, because Pro Jared happened a while ago.
Yeah,
iDubbbz you're right.
Before.
Yeah, okay.
Pro Jared happened I think 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So iDubbbz, what do y'all think of that situation there? I'm sure everyone has know what's happened now. This is old news. We're just talking about it because this podcast didn't exist when it happened.
Yeah. Honestly, I personally just watch him for content cop and pretty much nothing else. Other than that,
50%
whether he's a simp or not, I don't personally care.
Yeah.
What if he was a cuck though?
Now that is a different story. I would not like him at that point.
He is though.
But Wilson, if there's actual video that his girlfriend or whatever she is currently at this moment is fucking another dude, then yes.
Don't worry, she's all of our girlfriend. It's okay. You don't have to make that
has love just become a communistic thing now?
Yes.
Love is actually communism?
Well, I guess it's time to kill myself. Well, I guess it's time to kill myself.
That sounds like such a take.
Well, you see, when you put love into Google Translate 55 times, you actually get.
You actually get the communist. You get the communist manifesto and Karl Marx's wife getting banged by five dudes.
That's what MatPat said. MatPat said, "Is love communism?" And then he goes to filming of him beating his wife.
Oh God! And his child.
Yeah, he makes an alternate reality universe for love.
He dribbles his child like a basketball and dunks him.
Yeah.
Don't, Daddy, stop it! Is my son a basketball? Let's try that.
Is my son a basketball? Athletic theory. That's just a theory. An athletic theory.
Athletic theory.
He meets Shaq.
Wait, I've never tried to dribble my son. If I tried to dribble my son, would he just turn into a basketball?
Now here's the thing. I'm not a professional basketball player, but luckily we have Shaquille O'Neal. Hey everybody, what's going on? Let's look at the website, get the game theory.
Did any of y'all see the Matt Pat's video of Scooby-Doo, the film theory, because the new Scoob movie's coming out?
No, I didn't see that. What did he say this time?
Okay, so basically he said, well, Scooby-Doo timeline is actually pretty consistent and almost strays from the actual original path.
I didn't know anyone actually cared about the Scooby-Doo canon.
Well, the thing is, it's not. There's no there's no continuity. There's no continuity to it. It's the very same formula turned into a show, if you want to.
I know.
Really?
Yeah, it was practically a cartoon sitcom, so it didn't really matter.
Also, if anybody remembers if anybody remembers the Scrappy-Doo, if anyone remembers the Scrappy-Doo series, or anything like that, where Shaggy had the red shirts, the movies where Shaggy had the red shirts.
Yeah,
that was such a weird time for that show.
Okay, well, basically, Matt Pat
it.
said that, remember in Cyber Chase when it showed Shaggy seeing his alternate self in the cyber world?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
And he had a red shirt?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I see what's
So Matt Pat's saying that there's an entire alternate digital universe for only difference being Shaggy has a red shirt.
He has a red shirt? Oh, God!
Bro, dude, are you telling me that? Wait a minute. Hold on a minute, gamers. Wait, Shaggy has a red shirt and Mario has a red hat? Do you see the connection? Hold on a second.
And he said this is why they have real paranormal in that show. But then he also said the reason that the real show has paranormal instances is because remember that one time Scooby-Doo crossed over with Supernatural?
Yeah. Oh.
Well, he said basically Supernatural, the show, brought real life supernatural stuff in the world.
Didn't Scooby-Doo also cross over with the Ghostbusters? Or am I just imagining that?
They might have.
I actually don't remember.
But by that logic, Batman went into their... Wouldn't that have made Blue Falcon and all that crap? Since the movie has Blue Falcon?
I was wondering about that.
Like, just Batman being in their world created superheroes?
Well, I've always wondered that, because in one of the cartoon shows, they actually had an episode where Captain Falcon was there with the crew, solving mysteries.
What are you talking about?
Well, it was Blue Falcon. It wasn't
Captain
Blue Falcon.
Oh, I was about to say Captain. Come on!
That's what I meant by Captain Falcon is Blue Falcon, the other Hanna-Barbera Chevy show.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's like Blue Falcon and Dynamo Dog or something like that, I think.
Yep. It's basically a Batman and Robin, but different.
You know, guys, Zach said Cyber Chase. The first thing I thought of was that PBS show. Does anyone remember? Remember Cyber Chase?
I liked the show, despite not being able to be good at math. I still liked it.
You mean Cyber Chase? No,
I don't remember that one.
Cyber Chase was a real show?
Yeah,
Cyber Chase, the one with the. Do you remember? Did they play it in your classroom or at school at any time?
They played it whenever I got home from school.
Is it called Cyber Chase or is it called something else? I know it has the robot woman with the green hair.
Yeah, it's called
weird
Cyber
face.
Chase.
Yeah.
Motherboard.
No, it's called Cyberspace. Wait, let me look this up.
No, it's Cyber. I'm pretty sure it's Cyber Chase.
Looking this up. Cyber Chase, I'm moving up.
There's three kids, some sort of robot.
Yeah, it's kid. Okay, it is Cyber Chase.
And then Hacker, the main villain, which reminds me a lot of Megatron for some reason.
It reminds me of the Kim Possible villain from How He Talks.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Kim Possible? I can talk about that for years.
Yeah,
I actually never watched that show. I actually never saw that show.
I remember watching that show, but I don't remember anything about it.
Like, I think when I was 8, it was like my life for some reason. I don't know why, but when I was like 8, it was like my life. I would just watch the movie. I watched the movie over and over and over again. Like, I was cycle through it.
Well, see, my problem was that Ben 10 was around during that same time, and yeah,
and Lilo and Stitch, and Proud Family, and some other shows.
For me,
Proud Family was so-so.
My favorite was Ben 10.
I liked Proud Family.
Yeah, Ben 10 was really cool. Ben 10, like, Ultimate was when I really got into it or whatever for some reason. But yeah,
I mean, I got into my favorite.
That's when I left.
Oh yeah. I mean, it wasn't that great, but it was still good. It's better than
I watched
Omniverse.
Ben 10. Well, I kind of grew out of Ben 10 after what's that? The one where they were teenagers the first time they were teenagers, not when they were older. Like
Ben 10 Alien Force.
I think so. Yeah, it was the one where.
Yeah, I think it goes Ben 10 Alien. It goes Ben 10. Ben 10 Alien Force. Ben 10 Ultimate Alien. Ben 10 what is that?
Omniverse.
I don't remember all of this shit. That's a lot of shit. I just remember Ben 10 Ultimate.
And then there's the movies, and then there's the new one, which is just Ben 10, where it's a rehash of the first one.
The worst one.
The really new one is bad.
Oh, that's a good segue. Let's talk about reboots. Jeez, man.
Oh God, reboots, baby.
God.
Okay, how long is this podcast again? 5 hours, right? Okay, so you see.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Reboot.
It's going on all
day.
Where
do we even motherfucking start with that?
Good.
Okay, let's start where we went on to it. So what about the new Ben 10 reboot? So
God, it's god awful. It's god awful.
Well, I'm glad Jimbo isn't here because he could go on a full rant about it.
Oh yeah.
Okay. See, the thing is, Chris,
about
aka Jimbo, like we could talk about. There are some shows we could talk about for a very long time, and I know Ben 10 and Teen Titans Go would be for me probably, or it used to be.
Mine would be Ben 10 and I think the Transformers.
I think we can all go on about. I mean, I know it's not a reboot, but I know we all can go on about Steven Universe for like 7 hours if we really wanted to.
I can't because I never saw the TV show.
In my opinion, the first 20 or so episodes are honestly pretty good. It's just there are some weird parts to them that make them kind of like Steven Universe.
So gay.
Yeah.
And stupid and bad.
Well, you see, Andrew, what you're seeing is the actual good parts of the show. That's the writing team. The bad parts of the show, that's Rebecca Sugar saying, that's not right, this is what I want.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the good parts of the show are people who want to write a kid's show, and the bad parts that you're seeing are probably people who are trying to push some kind of message or something.
AKA Rebecca Sugar.
Yeah, I don't really like the parts where they're trying to push like what you're saying. I don't really like those parts that much. Not because I'm like offended.
And then okay, that actually affects it because then later on in later seasons, what Rebecca Sugar does is instead of taking on the mantle of the social justice warrior, she fills her team with like-minded people so that the show is only about her idea.
And what kid, assuming the demographics going for, what kid is gonna know about all this shit?
Well, here's the thing
here's my question: what kid is gonna see a fusion monstrosity being dragged into the ocean against its will and say, "I like that"?
Yeah, I like seeing a being unfortunately.
Unfortunately being
dragged to
a place where it doesn't want to be.
Oh, let me just tell you this real quick. I did write for my college, like my final college essay, an entire report on a bunch of TV shows, kids shows, and stuff, like pushing certain messages and explaining why it's harmful to the demographic of TV shows because it's pushing a certain way, and it's they'll stop telling stories and stuff and just pushing messages. I wrote a report on that, and I gotta say, it's pretty much true. You can't have a TV show and just keep filling it with nothing but meaning, messages, whistleblowing just the entire time, and then expect it to come out a popular hit.
Injecting your political themes.
Yeah, but the problem with the kids show, the reason why I focused on the kids shows so much on the report I made is because they'll just watch it because it's on the Cartoon Network. Unlike adults who will be like, okay, this is just speaking bullshit, they'll turn it off. Kids will just watch it because it's on, and that's harmful. In Steve Universe and all that stupidness, because not just because I disagree, it's because it's showing them how to write badly. It's showing them stories don't have meaning as long as they just work out in the end. It's so
as long as they can see 3 people fuse in the same minute.
That ending, that was the worst TV show ending I've ever seen. I think that probably was. They rushed because what Rebecca Sugar said was, "Oh yeah, I have a final season planned," and I was like, "Okay," but then Cartoon Network was like, "Yeah, well, you actually spent way too much time making these episodes, so you only have 1 episode left because you took your time with this shit." And then she's like, "Well, I guess I'll just jam it into 1 episode." That's your fault. You took like 7.
Oh yeah.
You took like 7 hiatuses and then expected you to have time after. That's stupid. Why are we not getting money from this show anymore? Why is it getting canceled?
Is Christian on the team?
Well,
Yeah. Christian would unironically be a Steven Universe writer.
Oh.
Honestly, I'm surprised that he isn't.
I want to see the Garnet be fused with the Pearl, and then Pearl is abusing her powers.
I want to see Garnet fuse with Steven and make a big old sun guy, and he talks to us, and he says, "Hi, Christian."
I want to see Amethyst traumatize Greg in front of his parents, and then make up for it by cleaning the garage.
And then I want him to see her clean the garage, and she says, "I'm working on it."
And he says, "Call the police."
Call the police.
Call the police. That would be way
Listen,
funnier.
Steven, I'm gonna go talk to Garnet. If I'm not back in an hour, call the police.
That would be way funnier if Amethyst showed up in his home, and then she turned into his wife, and then he's like, Amethyst, stay back, I'm armed, and just start pointing a gun at her because he's so traumatized.
Then he fuses with Steven to have more arms.
Yeah, he fused with Steven's dad.
I have to go help my dad. I'll be right back.
I know people like the design. Cool. Yeah, I see you saying. I know people like the design.
I'm not getting off the call. I'm just gonna mute myself.
Oh, I got you. Cool. I know, Zach, did you say you like the look of the fusion or something?
I like the design of the fusion. I don't like the idea of her pushing the idea that fusion is sex, because that means that Steven and his dad...
I don't like the implications, because every other single instance of fusion, they were like having a moment or intimacy, or like even Garnet fusion, they were like kissing and hugging before, and then they just turned into shit.
There's a bit of a strange thing with like how strong that fusion is, to where he can lift multiple people, even though it's a weakened Steven and Greg, who's just human. And keep in mind, Stefani doesn't. Okay, keep in mind, Stefani doesn't have any powers when she's combined with Steven other than summoning his shield. And when he fuses with his dad, he's able to make a whole brand new weapon and a whole new power.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
It really doesn't, and that's stronger than Smokey, because Smokey doesn't have any abilities other than yo-yo.
And making terrible jokes.
Exactly, but it's a fusion with another gem. So really, if you put up the stats between Amethyst, Greg.
I don't know, it doesn't make sense, because a gem plus gem you think would be stronger, but how's a gem and a human stronger, even when Stefani was practically a regular person with a shield?
And you could argue that the Steven in Greg fusion isn't stronger, but again, I beg the question. Steven at this point was very, very ill, could barely move, and Greg is just a normal human, and yet they were still able to lift 3 people through the duration of an entire song.
Wait, so you're telling me that if Steven was at full health, he could death battle beat Goku? All right, bro.
So what did I miss?
So you're telling... So it turns out that Steven can lift 3,000 people. Goku has only been shown lifting...
Turns out, actually, you've seen once that Steven kind of grazed the moon when he threw an enemy into the atmosphere. Turns out, this means that Steven can actually lift the moon. You know, because he grazed...
So you're saying that little boy can lift the moon? Haha, joke.
So by our calculation, if we take the circumference of our moon, not their moon, our...
If we take the circumference of their moon, which we're going to pretend...
that show where they put 2 fictional characters together and battling.
Yeah, Death Battle, man. We're talking about how Death Battle is the best show and calculates everything.
Where most, if not all, the endings are complete bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know Death Battle who said that Pit would lose against Sora because he has a shiny Keyblade? I'm tired of this. This doesn't make sense.
Also, remember when they said that Master Chief will win against the Doom guy?
I actually don't know.
No, I mean, I could see that happening, but...
Well, that depends which Doom and which Chief are we talking about.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Which Doom Man and which Master Chief.
Well,
that's the problem with Death Battle, because they just combine all of them together. They get certain parts to make one side look better. They don't get everything.
It's funny you mention that, 'cause that's my exact problem with them.
They did the original Doom guy But they basically said that Master Chief could, with a bubble shield, could easily tank a BFG blast.
But that doesn't make sense. You can't take the original Doom guy when the game was originally made in like the 90s and then take this 2000 and... Wait, you can't do that. You gotta take the most recent.
Well, you see, Sam, actually, because of a grenade in Halo, it actually destroys an entire mountain because we scaled the explosion and it could. So if it is...
Yeah, you know, and they're not even taking in graphical input. A lot more could be happening than they're showing. They need to take the most recent game.
They basically said that Master Chief would win because he can easily take a BFG blast.
Wait, but what about the new Doom? I think the new Doom guy who has that weird thing like where
they didn't do that. They just did the original Doom guy.
Okay, but I think the new Doom guy could take Master Chief because doesn't he have that thing where he can absorb, like he can absorb things and stuff like that and do all that? I haven't played the newest Doom, but I saw people
he's been battling for thousands and thousands of years. Let's not forget that.
Yeah. No, it makes sense because Master Chief has armor.
Well, okay, back to the Pit versus Sora thing. If you remember, they gave Sora all his abilities, but if you remember with the Pit, they gave him his weapons, but they were all the most basic weapons you can get in the game. I played the entire game twice through, and they're like some of the strongest weapons. And what would have been cooler is if they gave him the god-themed weapons, because there's a Cerberus hand cannon. There's a Medusa. I forgot what it was. I'm trying to think. There's a Pandora claws. They gave him all the basic weapons to where they were super weak. There are weapons in the game that are overpowered.
Yeah, the worst part is it would be a better battle to animate and create and be more hype if they made it in their best forms. So if we got the best version of Pit and like the best version of Sora, which would be like Dark Sora when he turns evil and just goes crazy, that'd be a better battle to watch.
But still, okay, they took that scene which did not have him blowing up the moon. He didn't blow up the moon. They took that as blowing up the moon. Real Sora can't blow up a planet. He can't even blow up a dwarf. He can't.
No, but I will admit, it would be a better battle if they showed him where he is in his dark form, because his physical abilities go up like really, really big.
But I mean,
he could kill Sora
at his best could defeat the dark.
Pit, no.
But Pit at his best beat Medusa and then Hades.
Well, Sora beat the Disney's versions of those characters.
Okay.
Yeah, remember the death battle between Scout and Tracer?
Keep in mind that Hades in this world, he destroyed the credit scene, so technically by death battle standards, he's a reality warper.
Yeah, well here's the thing, in the Disney movie, Hades gets mad and he screams at the choir, so yeah, he's way stronger. I mean, it makes so much sense. I mean, come on.
Well, you see...
And there comes Zeus.
You see, Hades' words reached your ears. Therefore, he can reality warp past reality and get to you. So therefore, he can reach the outside world and...
Yeah,
that was an interesting part of the game, though. When you defeat Medusa, the credits roll, and then just like Hades scratches through the credits and starts talking to you. I'm not gonna lie. When I was a kid, I was like mind blown. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah, that you've showed me that part before, and it is actually like pretty cool because it's just like gets you like out of nowhere. Like,
wait, so you have to actually battle him again?
No, you don't battle him in the first place. The first part of the game, the enemy is Medusa. Medusa is like a godlike figure in this world, so you have to fight her. When you finally defeat her with the golden, with your weapon and all that, then the game ends. It shows the credits, and then Hades scratches through tears away the credits, and basically tells you what a worthless being you are, and you only defeat a small part of his big plan, and blah 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 blah.
Oh, I thought he tore through the credits, and then you just start fighting the dude. Like that would be
no, and then basically you go through a plethora of levels to collect the golden, weapons like the chariot and the bow and all that.
Wait, I thought Persephone was the queen of the underworld. I thought Persephone was the queen of the underworld.
I never said Medusa was the queen of the underworld. I just said she was a godlike figure in the game.
Yeah.
I know. I'm just making a Greek philosophy. I'm just making a Greek pantheon joke. Don't worry about it.
I don't want your real history here. We're talking about game history. And in game history...
Remember the death battle between Tracer and Scout, where Scout essentially just got his ass handed to him?
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, Scout didn't even have a chance. I mean, he couldn't pick any other character. He's like, I want to be Winston. Sorry, I'm already Winston. I want to be Tracer. I'm already Tracer.
Yeah, they made it so fair because
he took away all of his options. She already beat him before he even started.
Yeah, look, all Scout was saying, hey man, I want to be Tracer, and she says, I'm already Tracer. And he said, but what about Widowmaker? I'm already Widowmaker. See, it was unfair from the start.
And then he said, I want to be Bastion, and then she nerfed Bastion, so we can't pick him.
I hate to say this, but Scout would, it was proven in like a video, Scout is faster than Tracer because Tracer can only teleport for a short amount. Scout can run faster than Tracer can teleport to, like the distance.
In the death battle, they only gave him basically the stock scatter gun. They didn't give him.
Yeah, they should have gave him. They should have gave him his best weapons, and then he should have not.
They didn't give him. They did give him Bonk, but they didn't give him Criticola, Mad Milk, the other scatter guns, or any of his special bats.
So then you see my point on the Pit and Sword. They don't give them their
they don't give them what
power
they need. You know, they don't give them like good things. They don't give them. They either need to give them the strongest they can be, or they need to give them everything.
But
so
hey, they've been messing it up since like early Death Battle because they did Kirby versus Boo, and they did Fat Boo into Kid Boo instead of Super Boo. So
I'm trying to figure out why that was. I'm still trying to figure out the Goku versus Superman thing.
I think it's been made clear to everyone that they don't know what the hell they're doing.
I'm still trying to figure out. Last thing we'll say about this, but the Goku versus Superman battle. Look, okay.
It was purely for publicity. They didn't go for accuracy at that one. They knew what they were doing.
Okay, Superman technically would win, but the way you're showing him winning does not make any sense. Like especially in the second one where he's like, the first Kamehameha did a bunch of damage on him, but then the second one he's just walking through it. There's no consistency. It doesn't make. You can't just. There's no consistency.
That's what I'm saying. It's not based. Despite them basing it on like reality and shit, they don't actually base it on reality. They're basically just doing it to be sensational.
And then at the end of it, they're like, you know what? Yeah. In any case, unless they just say Goku can destroy the entire universe in one snap, Superman's gonna always be stronger because DC has years upon years upon years more to expand on this character to make him strong.
Not only that, they got it wrong. They
expanded on his strength.
They said Superman could lift infinity. That's not even true. It's an infinity book. That's not the same thing. You can't. They said, oh, that means it contains infinity. He lifted. He didn't even lift it. It was Green Lantern and Wonder Woman who was lifting that. Superman was just there in the panel. This is sad.
Well, no, he did help Shazam lift the Book of Infinity, but the thing was, whether you put in Shazam's strength or not, if you go into book logic, no one could technically lift infinity because the weight would be infinite, and no matter who you are, even in there, everyone has a limit. So that would have to mean that Superman's strength is literally by definition limitless.
By that logic, every single death battle Sonic he should win immediately, because in the comics he said, when I'm supersonic, I can be as fast as I want to be, which means it doesn't mean anything. Exactly. Sonic, if supersonic, he literally said this, and everyone agreed with him. He was like, yeah.
Yeah, and then he started beatboxing at Mario, and
yeah, so no, that's exactly what happened.
Supersonic.
Supersonic.
And then Sonic just goes into a Thanos rap.
Yeah, and then he shows Mario how to scratch it.
I love Mario's rap. He's like, it's so stupid.
And then when Sonic's rapping, he just sits there with the weird faces, like his face just keeps morphing.
Yeah, he took inspiration from Sonic Adventure 2, having seizure faces.
No, he took it from Sonic 2006.
What do you mean? Their faces don't even move in that game. Their mouths don't even move when they speak. They're just
That's
like.
what I mean.
Your end is near, sus.
I have a message for Shadow the Hedgehog.
Is it bad that I have like a little bit of nostalgia for the Sonic the Werehog?
No, because the game wasn't terrible. It's just the Werehog stages were like really long.
They're basically God of War, but not good.
Yeah.
I think part of it was though that I really liked werewolves when I was a kid for some reason. But still, I don't know why, but it seemed like a concept for Sonic to become like a big, strong character, since that was never his concept. He was always small and fast.
And then
they were definitely trying to break the mold. One thing that I can say good about that game though is the music is amazing. That game has amazing music, just crazy jazz tracks.
Also, I didn't hate the sidekick they put in the game.
Oh,
I mean, he was a little kind of naive, where he just wouldn't stop talking to you. But
Ship is annoying, man.
Ship is annoying, but like design-wise and character-wise, he wasn't the worst.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I like the dude who talks about peanut butter sandwiches, or what is he? That old man. He's like, oh, I love cucumber sandwiches. That's what he said. I love cucumber sandwiches, and I love hanging out with Amy.
I just heard of thunder over at my house.
Thunder.
Yep,
that's hot.
See, that's what you get for disagreeing with Death Battle.
Is it raining men?
Death Battle. Boomstick is coming for you.
I see, they're gonna take this lightning right here.
Yeah, I don't want it to rain because I have to deliver pizzas, and I don't want to freaking deliver pizzas in the rain.
Pizza.
So.
Too bad.
Pizza time.
Pizza time.
Pizza time.
I guess I can start to talk about my first day of work, which was like a little bit ago.
So, hooray!
Like you've never had a job before this?
Well, no, first day of pizza delivery, not first day of work ever.
Oh,
but...
okay.
It's the best. And then Andrew somehow becomes manager.
Yeah.
Yeah, Andrew concealed.
No, I would not be. I would not want to be a manager of a pizza place, but.
Yeah, he works with his sister, and his sister's the manager, so technically he'd be like taking her spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, if your sister was ever.
All he has to do is just kill her, because.
Yeah, I was gonna say like if his sister was to ever pass on. If her sister was to ever pass on, he'd get handed out the position like a monarchy.
Or monarchy.
No, managerial positions are like Roman emperors. You become the first. Yeah. You become the manager after you kill the old one.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what you got to do, Andrew. If you want to make more money in this evil communistic society from America, you got to do this. It's so easy.
We truly do.
I challenged my sister to a blood match or whatever they did in Black Panther.
Yeah, Gladiator.
Like, staring at
What was their logic behind that back then anyway? They were like, oh yeah, no, if you kill our emperor, you're our new emperor. You know, screw actual social standing and knowledge up on, you know, anything government-wise. If you're stronger than this dude and you take him out, you're good.
I mean, that is basic old logic. If you're the strongest and biggest, you're gonna be ruling.
Yeah, but they had a full society to rule. It's not like the emperor just kind of stood there and looked pretty.
Except you're wrong, because this episode of Game Theory I watched.
But, anyways, so my first day of work, I'll just skip to like the interesting part, basically. So, my last delivery of my first day, I was going to an apartment complex, but there was like no number on the receipt or whatever. So I walked into the lobby or whatever to, call him and everything or get his room number because he wouldn't answer. But when I walked into the lobby, there was just this girl and this guy literally fighting. Like they were slapping and punching each other. And
wait, what? How was that? How was that longer than a 2-second fight?
But anyways, they were literally like fighting for a good 5 or so minutes until the cops showed up.
Dude.
Literally the cops showed up. Yeah, the cops showed up, and it was funny because they showed up, then they just looked at me like I was the authority.
The instigator. Yeah, you're the instigator of all this.
Yeah, I started.
She was fighting
the pizza guy. The pizza
So
guy.
like, I gotta ask a question first. How big was the bitch and how small was the dude who was fighting?
They were both the same size, basically.
I guess that. Okay.
And then that's why they got into a fight.
Yeah, he was like, if I was only 5 more inches.
No, they were fighting over like a bottle of like lotion or alcohol or something. It was like a bottle. It was like a bottle of something. I don't know what it was. It was a bottle.
Hey man, my hands are ashy, man. I need it right now. No, my hands are ashy. I'm doing it.
It's a real Marceline fight, you know.
But
That's how it happened, yeah.
But yeah,
it's like Marceline with her fries and her dad. You know, he's like, baby, why did you use my lotion? My skin's ashy, and you knew that.
Oh, Marceline, why are you so ashy?
But yeah, I was literally just sitting there in the lobby or whatever, like about to get the dude, and yeah, they were just fighting, and the cops ran in, looked at me, like for a good 20 seconds, they were just standing there looking at me, didn't realize the fight was going on.
They stood there looking at you and said, "Oh hey, you got our pizza."
I guess
and
it's
then,
pizza time.
You
think we just eat donuts?
And they finally looked over and they're like, "Oh!" And then they went over and like stopped the fight or whatever.
Bruh. Yeah, by killing both of them. Anyway.
He shot them both down and then went for some pizza.
Yeah, they're like, hey, can I get a... Get this white out.
They went over to Andrew and tried to order.
They're like, okay, man, just... can I get a...
Sir, I can't take orders. I can't.
Man, look, listen, you're gonna take this order right now. He points the gun at you.
I'd like a large boneless pizza.
I'd like a large boneless pizza with a 2-liter Coke. 2-liter machine, bro, but we got a 1-liter though. What? The entire era of the internet was pretty fun. That small little piece of the internet.
Until ISIS.
Yeah. Wait, what?
ISIS ruined everything.
That's how. Yeah, ISIS ruins everything. That's how everything goes. Man, football was real fun until ISIS.
Man, football was real fun until ISIS ruined everything.
Like, hey, that's
man, rap music was
Black
amazing.
People were really
until
cool
ISIS
until ISIS.
Man,
I sure did enjoy having kids.
Until ISIS ruined everything. Bro, that's actually what's happening in England, bro. I was really enjoying having kids until the immigrants ruined everything.
Oh no.
Yeah, I really enjoyed living in England until ISIS.
Gamer.
I don't think ISIS was over by England, Zach, or at least I assume.
Probably. Let me think. I don't like thinking of talking about this anymore. So let me remember from the last time I checked. There's a huge immigration flux, but I don't
like
know if that has anything to
Patrick.
do with.
Hold on, let me check.
Hold on, let me check. He draws on his hand. No, that's not the scene. Oh yeah, he pulls his pants up and then there's nothing. He's like, ah! He sees his ass.
Old SpongeBob was funny. They made.
I love how SpongeBob has nothing there, yet he shaves. That was the dumbest joke.
Oh wait, he does shave. Doesn't he shave like?
Yeah, because that was
like,
Sandy.
head?
No, he that was a weird joke they made. They were like, he was saying Sandy, he's like, sorry Sandy, I gotta go home, I gotta shave. And then Sandy's like, wait, SpongeBob doesn't have hair, or does he? That was such a funny to slip in.
Yeah.
Or does he? Let me check the list.
Yeah, she's like, let me check.
Yeah, SpongeBob's like, hey Sandy, you like nuts, don't you?
And she says no.
Why is she Squidward?
Oh no.
No, SpongeBob, get your balls out of my bathtub.
Yep.
But Squidward.
So Sam, otherwise known as Snoot Snoot,
he's not even here. He's muted. He said that like 5 minutes ago.
No. I thought he was unmuted. Sorry.
No, he was. You got to look at your phone while you're doing this. See, this is a serious business, and you're just not taking it seriously. Sorry, you're excommunicated.
That's fair. That's fair. Goodbye, guys. It was fun.
Actually, leaves call.
sorry, I don't have a life, so I can't. It's fine. I can just do whatever, I guess.
I mean, you can't really have a life right now outside of because a lot of. Well, I'm surprised that you got this job recently with the quarantine stuff going on, right?
Yeah, I did.
Well, yeah, they have touchless.
What'd you say? You cut out.
They have a touchless delivery.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're right. Speaking of which, there's a lot of places that are still open, like independent businesses and places that are still open, even though they're not supposed to be. But I don't think they care. I just walked into.
Well, I mean, they need the money, or they'll close. They'll shut down.
Yeah, exactly.
And things are starting to start up again because churches are starting up in a week.
Certain businesses are completely done.
I was going down to downtown, and that was the funniest thing. I was past the church, and all it said was "Stay home," like where they put the church sermons. It just said "Stay home." It was just funny to me. It was like, oh man, I guess no praising Jesus today. Stay home.
Well, you see, that's the cheap places, right? We went down to Collierville, and we went to one of the shopping centers, right?
Yep.
And all they had around, it wasn't like stay home, stay safe. It was air hugs, we miss you. You got the feeling of FOMO? We'll update you when our store's open.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. Whatever.
It wasn't stay home, it was just air hugs, we miss you.
But, Zach, I don't know if you know, or I don't know if either of you know what I'm talking about, but you know that really big City Trends next to like a dollar store, and then if you look on the other side of the road, there's like a movie theater?
Yeah.
Okay, so I went to that City Trends, and then I went to the other City Trends that's farther downtown, and both of them are open, but every time you walk in, they say, "No, you got to put a mask on, put a mask on." And there was one time where this guy caught me and he said, "Hey man, I'm not wearing a mask," and then someone behind him grabbed him and like pulled him out of the store. It was so funny. Hey man, I don't got no mask on.
Yeah,
so Dave starts playing mask ball.
Yeah, I'm not putting this damn mask on.
Yeah, when I deliver pizza, I have to have the mask. It's like a mandatory.
No kidding.
Yep. Really? You have to wear a mask, but the mask just that's kind of weird. The government should really fix that. It's not right.
The company is controlling the air I breathe. It's controlling me by making me wear a mask. It thinks it can hold me down.
Eat the rich, eat the rich, eat the rich. I can't believe it. Jeff Bezos is making money.
Let me just get the leader of of freaking the pizza.
Yeah, Andrew's gonna go over and get Antifa.
Yep.
That's kind of bro. Now that Jeff Bezos is a trillionaire, he's literally the CEO of money. That's pretty crazy. It's a gamer moment.
I didn't know that was a position, CEO of money.
Yeah, dude, CEO of money. Did you not know?
It's just.
Hey, what business do you run, money?
You just see a gigantic chain.
I kind of like how the everyone when Jeff Bezos, when that news came out, I love how everyone on Twitter suddenly became starting to have a PhD in economics, and then they like know everything in the universe somehow. Crazy how that works.
Yep.
Yeah, well, here's the thing: if Jeff Bezos gave everybody $20, we would be basically out of debt. This is kind of insane. I can't believe you.
Just give everyone $3. Easy.
Yeah,
that's what the freaking stimulus checks are. They're complaining about that, but they're getting $1,000 stimulus checks.
Well, it's because everyone keeps. It's because like another tweet I saw about someone. Everybody keeps getting angry and they're jealous of Jeff Bezos for having so much money when they're spending their stimulus checks on stupid stuff and not actually investing and keeping their money right. They keep spending it on stuff that doesn't matter.
Yeah, like alright, so. My main thing is Magic the Gathering, and I know so many people who literally got their stimulus check and just bought like 100 Magic cards or whatever.
And by a lot of people,
they bought a new car.
So by a lot of people, you mean you, right? You spent all that money on Magic the Gathering, Andrew. So you're basically saying you did that?
No. I honestly still have it like all saved up. Even though I have an expensive hobby, I don't spend that much on Magic. Occasionally, I spend a lot, but usually I don't.
Not Zach, but Andrew, you
stimulus
say
checks
have...
come out, and it like Jim's like, I just bought a new car with mine. What did you buy with it, Tim? Well, I brought my new Air Force Ones. Pretty fleet, huh?
Well, here's the thing. Why are they talking? Okay. Well, here's the thing. I just bought a new tank. Isn't that Swifty? All the kids are gonna be jamming to this. Like he's talking like a '90s infomercial trying to appeal to the urban demographic. That's what it sounds like.
Listen, wow. Shorties, you don't even know what. I bought the 10 new albums.
Here's the thing. Check out this new Kanye West. It be bumping, yo. You know what I am saying?
Yes, I sure do, Tim. What about you, Jim? That lit AF.
I hate this. We can stop now. This ain't right.
They're 3 identical white guys.
Yeah, and one of them happens to be Bill Burr. It's crazy how that...
Oh, no.
That's what Bill Burr says. That's how Bill Burr sounds when he talks to his wife.
Oh,
this is the second time I've mentioned Bill Burr. He's actually gonna attack us.
Oh no!
You know, I have this damn podcast online, and these fucking idiots.
Tomorrow morning, we just hear knocks. We hear knocks on our door, and we're just like,
Does Bill Burr still do his morning podcast thing? Because that'd be amazing if somehow, like, one day he mentions this somehow.
Yeah, it would take a chain of like effects to like lead up to that.
It would take us mentioning him every single episode and making fun of him and his black wife.
Now he's coming after you.
We have like, we make it to like 100 or something episodes, and it's just every episode.
Every episode we just mentioned Bill Burr.
We turn it into a segment. We turn it into a segment. It's just the segment.
The Bill Burr segment. This is stupid.
Yeah.
That was stupid.
The making fun of Bill Burr segment.
Yeah, how much do you hate Bill Burr, Wilson? Oh man, I
hate him.
You sound like that what was it? You know that Augustine Hunger Force, that little brain guy from that episode?
Oh yeah. Yep. Aqua Teen Hunger Force. It's pretty cool, honestly.
I wear the Aqua Teen, make a girl say, whoa, make a girl want to scream.
Cause we are the Aqua. Make the homies say, ho, and the girlies want to scream. Aqua Teen Hunger Force. #1 in the hood, G.
I love that theme song so much.
Yeah,
that's gonna be the ending theme of this podcast. That's gonna be the ending theme of this one. Since the last one was Gorilla for Sale.
No, the ending theme needs to be dancing is forbidden.
Send me that. I guess I'll do that. Dancing is forbidden.
You know the ending of every episode. Dancing's forbidden.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Or it can be the what was it? Little Pea Pants.
No, I'm just gonna make the ending the episode where Milkshake turned black and he started.
I need candy.
Yep. I wonder if Chris is probably not gonna join us, yo.
Chris O'Neill will never join our podcast.
Yeah, Chris O'Neill.
Wait, Chris O'Neill.
That's not who we're talking. Chris O'Neill. Hi guys.
Haha, it's me, Chris O'Neill. Go check out my channel, Oni Plays. We play lots of funny games, like...
Don't look at Oni and G. I'm making a game right now, but I don't need anyone to see me.
I'm making game right now. Can you see it? No. Can you see footage?
Why is he speaking like Shadman? Why is he speaking like Shadman? Yes, I play a game right now, but we don't need to see it.
We don't need to see it. It's not good.
We don't need to see it.
You see, guys, he's actually speaking in code, and if we were going to decrypt this code, we would have to go deep into the vaults of the Oni Plays bank. Okay, so you see.
So,
is this MatPat exposing Oni Plays? Hello, Internet. Welcome to Gamer Theory. Today we're going to be talking about Oni Plays and how they abused Ding Dong and Julian for being gay. It's pretty funny, but it's kind of messed up, too. Do you guys love reading those theories that people have about Game Grumps and other gameplay channels? What if we get our own theories? That'd be
John left Game Grumps. Aaron, raped him or something.
No, it was John punched Susie or something. It was the funniest story I've ever read. Like JonTron just like,
which I guarantee you isn't true.
No, it's not true. Of course not. Aaron would never talk to John again, but he did during the Starcade episode, or the Starcade. Yeah, they were apparently when they came back on Starcade, they had like the same chemistry that they've always had, regardless of all the stuff that's happened. But
that's what everybody said.
If JonTron punched Susie, not only would that be the funniest thing ever, but
because she kind of deserves it sometimes the way she mouths.
She's, we can't. I don't know if we can say that. Actually, no, I don't care. No, she needs to shut up for real. Like sometimes she says things like she just needs to think about before she says them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but then that's with most people.
Well, it goes to a different extent because okay, so you know how Aaron and Susie are like really cautious. Just the whole Game Grumps snaps are really cautious about saying offensive things, but like Aaron and Susie.
Especially, well, I mean, I don't even think it's like cautious with Aaron anymore. I think he is so sensitive now. He's turned into this sensitive tuck boy. He can't. I mean, I guarantee you, if he made a cartoon, it would be nothing like his old stuff on Newgrounds. And the problem is, some people would argue, well, he's matured from more than he was back then. It doesn't make it any less funny. Older people can still be funny. You can mature.
I saw that argument today well, not today, but I saw the argument the other day where it's like, couldn't it be such a big idea that Aaron may have like matured and realized that all the defensiveness isn't funny? And I was like, that's not what's happening. That's clearly not.
Dude, if you were talking to the old Aaron Hansen about you.
Yeah, but that's what I was just about to say. Well, because he's not Ego Raptor anymore. He's Aaron. But I was just about to say, I remember when Susie and Aaron would like laugh about screaming Aaron screaming the N-word out loud or something stupid like that. And I found that story extremely funny, but they'll never tell it again on Game Grumps, I'll tell you that much. They'll never say that.
Okay, so I come back and I hear just JonTron punching someone. Can someone fill me in?
Okay, so that's a conspiracy that the reason why they broke up is because either JonTron punched Susie or something else stupid happened.
Yeah. Honestly, I would not be surprised.
So
why? Why would you? Are you saying you want to punch? Are you saying you want to punch her too, or are you saying JonTron is evil for some reason?
No, I'm not saying JonTron is evil. I mean, just sometimes you just gotta punch a motherfucker.
This is pretty accurate. See, sometimes you gotta keep. See, Aaron's got the problem. He didn't keep his hoe in check. That's what it was.
Yeah. Sometimes you just gotta keep a bitch in check.
Oh no.
Yeah, she's like. So... Wait, I gotta say one last thing. Susie made a tweet where she said something like, "Why are black people so loud and obnoxious? Are they all like this?" I just wanted to put that out there. It was just funny to me.
I mean, based on my interactions
with the actual fuck.
I mean, I can
and then someone goes up, you see, this is why no one likes you anymore.
Yeah. Susie, why do you think you were punched by JonTron? He's half Arab, dude. He was like, "You make fun of my melanin level again." That's it. John's getting upset.
And then he just bitch slaps her.
They get into a gigantic fight that goes into the street. They throw each other on cars. They start flipping cars, throw each other into buildings. But
yeah, and then they like start banging, and like Aaron's sitting there like cheering them on, videotaping it.
Yeah, she's like, "Yeah, go baby, go baby." That's what Aaron's saying.
He's like
watching his significant other get her ass handed to her.
That's pretty funny.
And then Donkey's there too, videotaping. He's going,
yeah, Donkey's up there and he's saying, like, "Oh, mad wet."
Yeah, he throws his black friend at him and says, "Get him mad wet."
He's there filming. He's there filming while his girlfriend's right next to him getting fucked.
Yeah, basically, that's what happens in real life too. No one will know what we're talking about, and I'm not explaining it.
Just look it up if you really want to. Actually, no, don't look that up. Don't. I disregard
you can if you want. It's just look up Donkey is a cuck, and then you'll see a bunch of Reddit posts saying, "No, he isn't. We have proof because that face that looks kind of like his isn't his, even though his wife sounds the exact same and they look the exact same."
Yeah.
It's still bad either way.
Yeah, he let his friend Donkey roll into his wife.
Yeah, so there was a real donkey and a fake donkey, and the fake donkey they merged.
There goes Andrew. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, that's what happened. That's how the video came. Donkey unfused, so it became a black donkey and a white donkey.
He's like Garnet.
It's alright, it's alright, it's alright, it's alright. That's what he's saying as he's fucking his wife.
Going back to Love is
he had to
going back to Love
make his
is
newest video about Final
communist.
Fantasy VII.
Does that mean we get to fuck Donkey's girlfriend also?
Yes.
No. I don't know about that one. So Sam, you said that you had a certain customer experience. I talked about I talked about my like employee customer thing with my like first days of
Andrew, it's
work
3 o'clock by the way. It's 3 o'clock by the way.
Yeah, I got you. I can still stay for like a little bit, but
so my story wasn't that long.
Yeah.
All right.
We can probably end like close to after this. Yeah.
Well, after that we'll just close out.
Yeah, it's been like an hour, right, or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's been an hour.
It's an hour and like 8 minutes.
Yeah.
Nice.
Anyway, so it's just a normal day at my I'm not to disclose the establishment I worked at, but it was just a normal day there. I was attending to these 2 older women trying to order. I reached for a cup because they ordered a combo. So I reached for a cup, accidentally dropped it on the floor, and then I just put it back where the cups stand because I'll go and trash it later. And then this tall, lanky black person just screams at me, "You N-word," with a hard R. And it's like and then just rants about me putting the cup back. I don't know why. It just sets him off. And I shit you not, everyone in the restaurant, all the coworkers in the back, just stop and look at him. It's just dead pause. And then it was just it was just interesting.
I'm trying to figure out like so wait, this black dude called you a nigga? What?
Yeah,
I'm trying.
He called me a nigga, but with a hard R.
Oh, so that's kind of wait. What?
Know.
I'm confused. Where is he from? Where's he from?
No
where he
idea.
calls a white person?
I never saw him again.
That's probably because he's trying to plan your murder, dude. You better watch out. He's gonna drive by that same
I have to
place.
murder him first.
Understandable.
I
so wanted to just leap over the counter, just slug him, but I decided not to.
So you dropped the cup and he said, you nigga motherfucker, hate you, man. And then like everyone's just looking at him like okay,
essentially,
man.
yeah. Me dropping the cup and putting it back to dispose of it later just set him off for whatever reason. And it was the last cup. Like the thing was, it was the last cup in the pile, so his next one wouldn't be So if he ordered a combo, it wouldn't get contaminated or anything. And I gave the 2 ladies fresh cups too. But it just set him off. I have no idea why.
It's like that one post about that one black girl.
Listen.
Oh yeah.
Also
continue.
in context, I was the only white person there, and behind the counter.
Oh, okay. Okay. I see what you mean. Okay, no. Okay, that makes sense. Never mind. At first, I was gonna be like, at a white restaurant, this man is gonna start acting.
No. Most of my staff,
Hello, sir.
There are predominant most of my coworkers were black.
Okay, that makes sense then. I was like, okay, then I guess he felt comfortable saying it for some reason.
You wouldn't want to stay in a white restaurant. They'll all gang up on him and talk to the manager.
Yeah, I bet he thought everybody was gonna like support him, but no, everyone was like,
no one did.
Get out of the store,
everyone just didn't say anything. It just scared him. It was like, you just need to get out.
Yeah, like please leave the store right now.
Yes.
Leave.
Yeah,
you know what? I also felt bad for the 2 ladies who were in front of him, having to listen to all that. I felt really bad for them.
Yeah, they're probably like, oh Lord, look at this fool acting like a dumbass in front of the cash register.
In front of
they were 2 white
women.
ladies.
Oh, same thing. They would have said the same thing. Just with a hard R.
They just said, can we please have an order like this? Like, we're sorry that we're just like in sympathy.
Can we please have our 2 salads now?
Please, can we please have
No, it was not like that, Zach.
Please, can we please have it? Please.
No. There's no forbidden romance.
They start bending down and licking the counter. How would you react?
Oh, God, yeah. There's no romance. Although I have seen my fair share of hookers.
You know, I'm surprised. I haven't seen as many as I thought I would when I went. I guess I'm just never in the right place. But that does remind me, one of my friends. Oh wow, this is a funny. Okay, one of my friends was like, "Oh, I met up with one of my old friends today, because she's texted me, and then she was asking how I was doing, and little did I know she worked at a strip club." And I said, "Wait a minute, hold up, wait." He just glossed past it, like it didn't mean anything.
Just casually, she worked at a strip club. just casually.
No, but the thing is, like, the way he showed the text and the way she was talking, it sounded like she was trying to get another client, not meet up with her old friend. You know what I mean? But he didn't see this, so I was trying to tell him, dude, she's not trying to see how you are. She's trying to get you to spend more money on her. And he's like, no, you guys are just wrong. Don't you guys know, just because you're a stripper doesn't mean you're a hoe. I'm like, what?
I'm pretty sure that usually qualifies. Granted, there might be some exceptions out there. I haven't met them, but there might be exceptions. Just because you're a stripper
doesn't mean like, he was actually like simping for this. It was the biggest cock move I've ever seen. He said, "Oh, just because she's simping doesn't mean just because she's a stripper doesn't mean she's a hoe." What?
I'm pretty sure that means that
the most backwards logic I ever heard in my life.
It's ass backwards, just like her bass is.
Oh, but she wasn't stripping. She wasn't just stripping. Obviously, she was getting money through other means. If you know what I'm saying.
She was essentially just a legalized prostitute.
Explain, Wilson. I have the brain of a 5-year-old. I don't understand how that works.
Well, basically, when a man and a woman like each other very much, they play Crash Bandicoot.
Basically.
And then all throughout it, they go, what?
They play Crash Bandicoot and then they buy a bunch of loot boxes so they can get all the characters.
Yeah, they play Crash Bandicoot until level 5 and like a true gamer, and they use the true gamer
route
and use as game facts.
We're like 13 minutes over.
Okay. Anything anyone else want to say about anything we talked about before we shut off?
Yeah, this is a big secret. We're all secretly simps and cucks.
All those people who want that grand Stevie Universe rant, trust me, you'll get it. We barely dived in, but we ain't gonna talk about it.
That was the dip. That was
you know what? I'm kind of tempted to watch the show just to be able to participate.
You can watch, you should watch watch as much as you can stomach, because I think after the episode where they go on an adventure and then Steven messes up everything, but he gets redeemed because he has a backpack, like, after you watch that episode, I guarantee you're gonna stop watching the series right after that episode.
And then I will feel cold sensations in my head and realize I'm holding a gun now.
Zach, is that a good redeem? Like, is that a good estimate for how far he's gonna get? Like that episode where he has a backpack and he fucks up an entire civilization, but he had a backpack, so he got congratulated. Is that an early episode or a late episode? I can't actually remember.
That's early.
I know it's a bad episode. Okay, well.
I thought that was like episode 2 or 3.
Basically, this is basically turned to see how far I get before I basically want to shoot myself. Great. Place your bets.
My bet is you're gonna be done after Cookie Cat song.
The first episode? Cookie Cat, okay, I can't take this anymore. Just kill me now, please.
Well, anyway, this has been the Drunken Crow podcast. I'll see you all fucks later.
Yeah, see you all later.
Alright, closing the Drunken Crow podcast.
We already closed it. When we said see y'all later. When we said see y'all later, that's going to be the ending.
See you later.